Hello everyone. Now today we will see the next topic from our unit number 1. In last lecture we have finished with the introduction of data integration. Now we'll move toward the next part of data integration. So the remaining part is correlation analysis. Why we are studying this correlation analysis? Because it is behind of the smooth working of data integration. So let's see what is this correlation analysis. So this is used to find out the relationship between the two variables. Okay, means we are saying that one variable is depend on another, how much it is depending on another variable. So we are finding the closeness of that relationship between the variable, means whether they are strongly related or they are weakly related to each other. These things we are going to find. So we can say in another terms we are finding the degree to which the variables are associated with each other. For example, price and supply, income and expenditure, demand and supply, these are correlated variables. So there are three types of correlations. So first is positive, another is negative, and the next is zero. Okay, let's see it one by one. What is the positive correlation? When the variables are changing in same direction, means what? Whenever one of the variable is increasing, so depending on that variable another variable is also increases. If one of the variable is decreasing, then depending on that the another variable is also decreasing. So they may be increase or decrease, but in parallel, means at the same time both are increasing or both are decreasing. So this is called as a positively correlated variables. Okay, so what is the example of that? Suppose the weather is hot, so at that time the cold drink consumption is increases. So as the weather is increasing towards the hot, the cold drink consumption is also increases. Mean here the both variables are increasing in same direction. So in that case we are say that there is a positive correlation between these two variables. Another type is negative correlation. When one of the variable is changing its direction in particular direction, the another is in negative direction. Means what? The when one is increasing, another variable is decreasing. Means they are changing in opposite direction. So this relation is called as a negatively correlated. So what can be the example? Yes, the smartphone usage. As your smartphone usage is increasing, at that time the battery lifeline of that smartphone is decreasing simultaneously. So we can say that we are having the negative correlation between these variables, right? Another third type is that zero correlation. When we call it as a two variables are not correlated, means there is no relationship between that variable. So you are showing that correlation is zero. So what is the example of that? For example, the HR recruits and the temperature. There is no relationship between that temperature and what is the recruitment done by the HR. So this is what the types we are having according to the correlation: positive correlation, negative correlation, and zero correlation. So here the graphs are showing the positive and negative and zero correlation. So you can see here in the first diagram there is positive correlation, means values are increasing from 100 to 150. Same on the another axis, values are increasing from 50 to 100, right? So for that 100 and the 50, both values are increasing towards the 110 and 60. So means both values are increasing. In second, you can see that for this particular point the value is 100. For the next point the value is 95 and 110, means one value is increasing, another is decreasing. So this is called as a negative correlation. And if these values are random, we cannot find any relation between this value, then we can say that there is no relationship between these variables, right? So it is also called as a zero correlation. So these are nothing but the examples of this positive, negative, and zero correlation. Then moving towards the next, which are the different correlation coefficients we have to see, means how we are going to find out this. So there are two approaches for finding this. One is a simple correlation coefficient method and another is Spearman correlation coefficient. So these are the two techniques by which we can find out the correlation coefficient. So we'll see first technique, that is simple correlation coefficient. This technique is also called as a Pearson's correlation. So there are another name for this technique is Pearson's correlation. So what it does exactly, it measures the nature and the strength between the variables of the quantitative type. Okay, so how it measures? First thing, it notes the sign, means depending upon sign we are finding the relationship. Another thing, what is the value? This two things we have to measure while we are finding the relationship or correlationship between the variables. So what the sign indicates? So whatever the answer you are getting, if the sign that sign of your answer denotes the nature of association, means which kind of nature we are having between these two variables, and the value is showing that strength of the association, means whether it is a strong, whether it is weak association, that we have to find with this simple correlation coefficient, or you can say the Pearson correlation. So what about the sign? If the sign is positive, then we are saying that the relation is direct, means in that variable there is a direct relationship, means an increase in one variable is associated with an increase in another variable. If one variable is decreasing, it will decrease the value of another variable. This is called as a positive, means your relationship is direct. If that sign of your answer is negative, means there is an inverse or indirect relationship, means increase in one variable is associated with decrease in another variable. Okay, so this is what the we are saying, the positive and negative correlations. Then what about the value? Okay, so value lies between your -1 and +1. And whatever the answer we are finding at the end, that answer should be in between -1 and +1. Now here you can see that there is a value 1 -1 with sign -1 and +1, right? So the value of R denotes the strength. What value is saying? Whether they are strong, they are weak association. This diagram will show what is exactly that strong, weak and intermediate. So you can see here now in this diagram, if I am saying the correlation is 0, means there is a no relationship, right? If I am saying the value is in between -1 and +1, so this is what the -1, this is what the +1. If there is 0, means there is no relation. Now you can see from 0 to 1 there is a 3 part: weak, intermediate and strong. If your value is in between 0 to 0.25, means there is a weak relationship, but which kind of? Positive, right? So this is from 0 to 1, means it is positive direction. So here we are having direct weak relationship. If it is from 0 to 0.25 to 0.75, then there is an intermediate relationship, and the next 0.75 to 1, then we can say we are having the direct strong association. We can say a direct strong association. Okay, if it is 1, then we are saying that there is a perfect correlation. We are saying the perfect correlation. Okay. On the negative side, if I am saying the sign is negative, means it is indirect, right? Indirect. One variable is increasing, another is decreasing. So in that case, you can see over here, so values in between 0 to minus 0.25, then we are saying there is an indirect weak association or correlation. If it is in between minus 0.25 to minus 0.75, then we are saying that intermediate correlation, and if it is minus 0.75 to minus 1, then there is a strong indirect relationship, and if it is minus 1, then we are saying that it is a perfect correlation. So this diagram is showing the relationship with sign as well as the value. So here we are having the ranges. If it is 0, means no association, no relationship between two variables. If it is in between 0 to 0.25, then weak correlation. If it is 0.25 to 0.75, then intermediate. If it is in between 0.75 and 1, then strong. and if it is 1 then it is called as a perfect correlation. Okay, so now how it is calculated? So there should be some formula, right? So for this simple correlation we are having this formula. It looks very complex but not exactly. If we are calculating this formula into the tabular format, then it's very simple to execute. Just first of all we'll see the meaning of each and every variable over here. So n is nothing but number of values or elements. Okay, this small n is nothing but how many elements we have to analyze, that is n. X is nothing but your first score, y is a second score. Summation of xy is nothing but, first of all you have to take the product of x and y and take the sum of all that products of x into y. Then summation x is nothing but your sum of first score, summation y is sum of your second score. X square means you have to first calculate the square of x and then take the sum of all square, same for the sum of y square. So these are the variables. Now let's see how it should execute. So this is one example. The example is that a sample of 6 children was selected. So what is n here? 6 samples we are having. Data about their age in years and the weight in kilograms. What data we are having about that children? The age and the weight, right? So age in years, weight in kilograms are recorded and they are shown in table, right? So we have to find the correlation between these two variables, age and weight. So these are the contents we are given with. Okay, 6 entries are there. So these two variables are a quantitative type. One variable is age, that is called as an independent x variable. Another weight is called as a dependent, that is known as a y variable. Means your weight is depends on what? Your age. As per age, weight should be there. So to find out this relationship, we are going to use that formula, right? So how? So in that case, first what we have taken? We have taken the entries from that table, that's 6 entries, then ages and weight. Now I will find out the xy, means this age I am calling as a x, that is independent variable, y is a dependent variable, weight is depend on x, right? So y is dependent variable, so this weight is, I am calling this as a y. So I am taking the product of xy, so 12 into 17, that is 84. Likewise I will take the multiplication of this number x into y, 7 into 12, 84, 6 into 8, 48, 8 into 12, 96. Likewise I have to take the product of x and y. Then I am calculating x square and y square separately, means 7 square 49, 6 square 36, likewise 8 square 64. Likewise I am taking the square of x also and the square of y also, right? Then I will calculating the sum of x, that is the sum of this column, sum of x, then sum of y, sum of this y column, then sum of this x into y column, then summation of this x square and the summation of this y square. That I have finding out that particular variable in this tabular format. The particular term from that formula I am calculating in this tabular format. Then just I will put that into the formula, right? So this is what my formula. So summation of xy, that is nothing but 461 minus summation of x is 41, summation of y into 66 divided by n. How many entries? 6 entries. Divided by, in bracket, x square is, summation of x square is 291 minus summation of x bracket square. Now it is not the summation of x square, it is summation of x bracket square. So what is the summation of x? 41 bracket square divided by 6 into summation of y square is 742 minus, what is summation of y? Summation of y is 66 bracket squares divided by 6. So in this way I am putting the value over here, and then by calculating this I will get the value of this simple correlation coefficient r is equal to 0.759. So according to that previous diagram, what I can say, it is a positive, means there is a direct relationship and it is greater than 0.75, means we are having strong direct correlation. What we are having? Strong direct correlationship between this age and weight variable. Okay, there is one another example. Here the anxiety and test we are giving, we are saying anxiety as a x and test score as a y. So we are again calculating here x square, y square, x into y. Same way we are taking the summation over here, right? So we can take the summation over here. Summation of x, summation of y, summation of x square, summation of y square, and the summation of x into y. And just I will put these values in the formula, then I will get here that minus 0.95. If I am saying it is minus, means there is indirect relationship, and as it is greater than 0.75, so I will say we are having the correlation that is strong indirect correlation between this anxiety and test score. Okay, so this is another example of Pearson coefficient. Now the next is Spearman correlation coefficient. This is also shown by the rho, or you can show it by the RS. So what we are doing here, we are just providing the rank to that variable. Okay, so we are assigning the ranking to that x and y. Okay, so both variables are quantitative, they are qualitative. One is quantitative, another is qualitative. It may happen. Means what? Both are not in numeric form. One will be in what we can say in characters form, means qualitative, right? For example, name, category, that is professor, lecturer, these are a category, that is called as a qualitative. And whenever we are saying 10, 20, 50, that are nothing but a quantitative. So here the both variables can be qualitative, both can be the quantitative, or one can qualitative, one can quantitative. This may happen, right? First of all, we have to give the rank to x variable from 1 to n, means how many entries are in the table. According to that we have to give the rank. Same way we have to give the rank to the y variable. Then we are computing, we are finding the difference between the two ranks, means we are subtracting that rank from each other, whether xi minus yi or yi minus xy. The sign doesn't matter over here, because at the end we are taking the square of that difference. You can see here I am saying that I have to take the square of that difference, right? So what the formula is over here? This is the formula, and this we have to put the values in this formula over here. So this is very simple formula than the previous one, right? Than the Pearson. This is a very simpler formula to recognize. So here the value RS denotes the magnitude and the nature, right? Means it is showing the sign also and it is showing the value also. So now here is example of this. So the score of the 9 students we are having, so there are 9 entries over there for the 2 subjects, that is physics and mathematics. So we have to compute the student rank in the 2 subjects. So compute this Pearson rank correlationship. So what is the first thing we have to do? We have to assign the ranks. How the ranks are assigned? You can see here. Find the rank for each individual subject. If you want to rank manually, means by your hand, so you can order the score from the greatest to the smallest, means assign the rank 1 to the highest score, then 2 for the next highest, so on. Okay, so for a physics subject, what is the highest score? 47. So I will assign the rank 1 to 47. What is the next highest score? That is 43. So the rank 2 for a 43. The next highest score 35, rank 3 for the next. Then next number is 28, that is 4. 23, rank 5. 17, rank 6. 10, rank 7. 9, rank 8. 6, rank 9. Same way you have to give the ranks for mathematics also. So in this way I have given the ranks. Okay, now what the next thing? I have to find out the difference between the rank. Now you can see here the rank, one rank is 3, another rank is 5. What is the difference between them? 2. Doesn't depend on a sign. You can either make 5 minus 2, 5 minus 3 or 3 minus 5. The sign is not important because we are taking the square. If we are squaring the negative number, it is going to be a positive. So sign doesn't matter over here. So you can see that 3 minus 5 is 2. Then 5 minus 3 is 2. Likewise, 1 minus 2, 1, 6 minus 6, 0, 7 minus 8, 1, 2 minus 1, 1, 8 minus 7, 1, 9 minus 9, 0, 4 minus 4, 0. Then we are finding the square in this column. So 2 square, 4, 2 square, 4, 1 square, 1. Likewise, I am finding the square. What I have to do at the last? I will just take the sum of all the square. 4 plus 4 plus 1 plus 0 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 0, 0. Okay, so the summation is here 12. So I will insert this value in this formula. So formula is 1 minus 6 into summation of this square. What is the summation? We have calculated over here, that is 12. So 6 into 12 divided by, what is the n? How many entries in table? 9. 9 into 9 square, that is 81 minus 1. So what the value you are getting after calculation? That is 0.9. Means what is the sign here? Plus, that is which relation? Direct relation. And the value is greater than 0.75 means you are having the direct strong correlation between these two variables, physics and mathematics. So this is very simple than your Pearson's coefficient correlation, because here very less calculation we are having. In that we are calculating the summation of x, summation of y, summation of x square, summation of y square, summation of x into y. Many terms we are calculating. Here what we are giving? We are just giving a ranking to that particular. Then we are finding the difference between these two ranking, and then just we are squaring the ranking and taking the summation of that squaring. So the formula is very short and very easy to remember, right? So in this way we are finding the relationship. Same thing we have to apply over here, that direct, indirect, the ranges of that 0.2, 1. Means here again the value is in between minus 1 and 1, and depending upon sign and value we have to say whether it is direct, indirect, strong, intermediate or a weak, right? So this is what the example of this Spearman correlation coefficient. So here we are finished with our data integration and the correlation analysis. We have seen the two correlation, Spearman and the Pearsman, right? So these are two correlation. So we are stopped today here. Thank you all of you.